Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Duvvur, Vice President of the IBM Public Cloud. Thanks for joining us, Aki.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And what we're talking about are the changes in the way people are shopping this holiday season. Obviously, the pandemic has had a big impact, and tell us what you've found.
I think there's a greater focus than ever before on convenience, really allowing shoppers to get what they need quickly and safely. And while some will take a combined approach this holiday season, buying gifts online, shipping them to their homes, or buying them online and picking them up in a store or curbside, I think most importantly, they want to be safe and they want it to be convenient, right? And we see an increased shift with consumers, buying digital first in terms of their approach. Either way, as consumers return to stores, they continue to embrace online purchasing or do a mixture of both and want a great and safe experience.
Any thoughts about the permanence of some of these changes that we're seeing?
I think the shift was already in place for the last 18 or so months prior to COVID hitting. COVID has exacerbated that approach. So I think these trends will continue. And in many cases, the disruption with supply chains and online purchasing is going to be even more pronounced in the years to come.
So what does that mean for retailers and obviously some of your customers?
I think retailers are adjusting their strategies across the board, both in-store and online, to meet these consumer demands. They're taking advantage of technology to improve the end-to-end customer experience, whether it's online or in person or a combination of both. While a lot is still unpredictable about the holiday shopping season, one thing is clear: the impact of COVID will alter retailer strategies for years to come, right? So we think technology, supply chain disruption overall, will force a lot more digitization in terms of the buying experience.
And the kinds of technologies that we're talking about here, what's new and different?
So I think there are a few different areas. There's this whole idea of hybrid cloud. And, a lot of us use and have heard that data is stored in the cloud, right? So when you think about social media, et cetera, which includes everything from family photos to music or purchasing history, et cetera, hybrid cloud takes this even further, enabling retailers to manage data stored in various locations, right? Whether it's in a public cloud, whether it's, in a retail store, and really allows this data to be communicated over a secure connection. So hybrid cloud allows retailers to adapt to change that may occur in retail in real time, such as product becoming out of stock or a competitor, making a price change faster with greater flexibility, meaning they can provide the best experience wherever a client may be, right, or consumer may be. And as we think about, the Black Friday holiday approaching and all of these sort of peak sale periods approaching, it's even more important than ever to ensure that there's this dynamic approach to buying with technology. I know I have a few things on my shopping list as well that I'm watching.
So as far as the flexibility that retailers and consumers really have had to have here in terms of getting what they want and when they want and for the retailers reaching customers, this is changing often very quickly as COVID numbers change and people become more optimistic because of vaccines coming and then wondering, well, when can I really safely go back in stores, things like that. So how does it impact the way you see things when you know that there has to be that kind of flexibility and changes need to be made sometimes pretty quickly?
I think even before COVID, customers indicated they're looking for shopping experiences that allow them to both easily find what they need and get out of the store quickly, right? I think the technology retailers should be paying attention to are the ones that make shopping experiences convenient, quick, and safe. And what I mean by that is, if you think about, video analytics, there's a lot of progress in those areas using artificial intelligence. So, ideas of spatial technology. So how many individuals are in a given store at a given time to ensure that, you have the right number so you're not putting people's safety at risk, right, are key technology enablers that allow for a safer experience. So I think the use of, hybrid cloud technology, the use of AI are kind of core components of how this transformation can happen and how we can improve and make it a very convenient and safe experience for consumers.
Has it changed things in your end of the business in terms of the demand, what you're seeing, and have you been able to ramp up to meet the demand?
Yeah, it absolutely has. So ever since COVID hit, what we've found is a lot of our end clients, who are many of the retailers that we know and love, they have basically started to look at how they, ensure that their supply chain from end to end is completely, locked down, right? So that they have all of the right capabilities to ramp up for the peak periods and peak seasons, and ensuring that they have a provider that can help them meet those demands. Because in many of those situations, they're not able to go into their own physical data centers because of the requirements of, having only required workers, operate in those environments. So taking advantage of cloud technology, taking advantage of, data centers that basically are lights out, allow for, these consumers to really scale and get what they need out of their end retailers. And the retailers, of course, get the benefit from us in terms of the technology capabilities that they can scale with.
Where is it that people can go to get more information?
www.ibm.com/cloud.
Again, it's ibm.com/cloud. Aki Duvvur, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now this. It takes a lot of listening to build a better radio, and that's just what the folks at C. Crane have done. Bob Crane and his crew, nestled among the rivers and tallest trees in the world in Fortuna, California, have made a habit of listening to their customers. And that's just what they've done in building the CC Skywave SSB, the Swiss Army knife of portable radios. For everyday listening to AM or FM in the yard or patio or on the nightstand without having to drain a mobile phone battery, it's a great companion. But it is also a companion equipped for NOAA weather information and alerts that can be life-saving. You can listen to FEMA and Coast Guard transmissions too. Beyond all of that, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world. It's compact, easy to take with you, and built to last. The CC Skywave SSB. Click on the link at Techstination.com.